Hey everybody, we're at a place in the semester where the schedule gets a little complicated. I've made some changes. So what I want to do is I want to walk you through the schedule from here until the end of the semester, and I'll hit a couple of highlights along the way. So just to look at the class website over here for a second, if I go over to where it says schedule, um, you'll like I said, there made changes November 3rd, and I'm just going to scroll down to that part. So the first change I made that's important is now we're going to start the peer review on Wednesday of this week. Okay, Wednesday this week, and we'll finish it on Friday of this week. This is for the resume and cover letter assignment, because what I'm doing is that a number of people in the responses that I had to the little survey about how things are going with the peer review had some questions and issues with getting feedback from me. Basically, a couple of people said, the peer responses are fine, but I really value what you have to say too, and all that kind of stuff. Then you want to hear about what I have to say before you have to turn it in. Now, here's the thing: I'm not going to dispense with the basic process for peer review, because I think it's really important, in terms of like how I'm teaching the class, that you understand as a writer that you can get feedback from other writers in the class and not just me. In other words, the whole premise of doing peer review at all is that you are trying to learn both as a reader how to give effective feedback to other people to help their writing improve, and you're trying to learn as a writer how to take feedback from other people to improve your own writing. And you're trying to reach a larger audience that goes beyond just the teacher who has the answers, right? So in other words, that's a fundamental premise of the whole class. So I'm not going to get rid of peer review in that sense. But what I will do is change when I comment. So back to the schedule just for a second here. What that means is that you're going to post for the resume cover letter assignment peer review beginning this Wednesday. You're going to finish peer review and the resume cover letter assignment by this Friday. And then what I'm going to do beginning next week, the first part of next week, is I will come in and respond to the peer review comments that you receive from your peers. And I'll add my 2 cents and whatnot. And then the resume cover letter is now due on Friday, November 14th. So in other words, you'll have the chance to give each other comments and feedback. I will come in and observe what you all did in your peer review and my comments and feedback, and then you'll turn in the final version of this thing, the resume and cover letter assignment, on February 14th, or I'm sorry, November 14th, November 14th. So that's how that'll work. The one thing I'll mention is, as I said before, since I'll be commenting on these before you turn them in, I'm not going to have a whole lot of detailed comments after you turn them in. I'm just basically going to post grades and maybe add a few things and stuff like that. Okay, back to the schedule. So the resume cover letter is due on November 14th. Then the week after that, we start doing peer review stuff, work on the informal report assignment. Same sort of thing. By Monday, you need to post post your informal report, which is based on something that you went and saw on campus at EMU. And if you didn't go see it on campus at EMU, you were supposed to tell me by now, certainly, what you were going to go see, so I can let you know whether or not I thought that was an acceptable project. And then you'll start it on this Monday, November 17th, and you'll finish it on that Wednesday, November 19th. And then I'll come in here in this time frame and comment on it. And then the informal report assignment is due on the Monday before Thanksgiving break. Okay? Meanwhile, we're also going to start, and I'm going to back up to the schedule a little bit here, we're also getting started with the formal recommendation report assignment. Now, the first step in that assignment is there are a series of progress reports. The first one is due this Friday, November 7th. What this means in this first progress report is you'll need to write a Google document and then hand it in to the gradebook on EMU Online. Call it progress report number 1. And in this first progress report, I want to hear from you what your basic idea is and how you've gone about looking into it so far. Okay. You'll notice in the schedule that there's a series of progress reports, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But the point is that this first one is just to get started. This first one, I'm not expecting people to talk about whatever research they've done or what, that kind of stuff. It's just that now you have to begin with an idea. And if you have an idea that you're not quite sure about and you want to run by me, just shoot me an email and I'll let you know what I think. I don't want to prime the pump too much by giving you too many ideas about what could work for this assignment, because if I do that, then you're liable to do that. And I'd rather you try to be creative and try to think outside the box on your own to come up with some unique, interesting assignment for this interesting thing for this project. But again, the big thing is it has to have something to do with EMU, and it has to have something to do with education first. So it has to have some kind of educational mission to it. As I mentioned, I believe in one of my comments on discussing the assignment, you couldn't propose, let's build a water park. You also couldn't do something like, let's open up a restaurant so we can make money, that kind of thing, because it's got to be something to do with education. Anyways, the first progress report for that will be due on this Friday. Then you'll also notice as we go through the schedule that there will be continued progress reports every Friday up until, in other words, on November 14th, November 21st, those Fridays as well, there'll be a progress report due then too. And going towards the end of the schedule, how things will wrap up for the term, we're going to begin, we'll talk earlier, I think this is on the schedule for, it looks like next week, I think, we'll start talking about elevator pitches and some of the logistics of making a short video. Because everybody needs to do some kind of micro presentation about their project and post that as a YouTube video. But anyways, after winter or Thanksgiving break, after the week 13, we slip really quickly into the end of the term. So week 14, December 1st to the 5th, we're going to start talking about these micro presentations are going to be presented. And we're also going to have peer review. It will begin for the formal recommendation reports. And that happens the week of week 14, December 1st through 5th. The last week of class, as you see there, on on Monday, December 8th, by that day, everyone will vote for the recommendation report pitches and formal recommendation reports that they think should win. Which are the best ones. Because remember, the top 5 vote getters for this assignment will get A's. That's part of the deal. This is a competition. I'm not saying that other people can't get A's. I'm saying that the top 5 vote getters will definitely get A's, and you can't vote for your report, stuff like that. So that'll be due on Monday, December 8th. Wednesday, December 10th, the second half of the participation grade discussion will be due. That is that you need to email me like you did for the first half. And the last day of class, December 11th, is when the final version of your formal recommendation report is due. And I'll do the same thing with the formal recommendation report that I did with the informal report. That is, I will comment on the discussion, the peer review process that you all have before that. So you'll have comments from me on your formal recommendation report by the time you need to turn it in. And then the last day of class for the semester is technically December 15th. There's nothing due formally on December 15th at 5 p.m. Michigan time. But if for some chance there is, like a revision outstanding or something like that, that has to be absolutely positively, no questions asked, turned in no later than 5 p.m. on December 15th. 5 p.m. Michigan time, December 15th, 2014, a few weeks away. Okay, I think that outlines things pretty well in terms of what's going to happen schedule-wise with the next month or so. It gets really quick towards the end there, folks. We're heading, the last half of the term is a big, downhill chase. So hopefully we'll all make it to the end. Okay, I'll see you online.